heartbreaking story is coming out of Georgia. A 15-year-old volleyball player collapsed at practice and ended up dying, and you've got to listen to this story and what a messed up situation it was. So 15-year-old Amanda or Mandy Sylvester collapsed at volleyball practice at Tracy Wyatt Recreation Center, and this was in College Park, Georgia. Her death is now raising questions about the emergency response that was given, or lack thereof, I should say, and state laws that govern medical services. So on December 5th of this year, Amanda collapsed at practice. The 911 call was immediately made, but her family waited over 40 minutes for an ambulance, and when it got there, it still didn't do anything. So due to this delay, Amanda's mom decided to drive her to the hospital in her own vehicle. It was said her mom had to drive through rush hour traffic in downtown Atlanta to get to a children's hospital, and that set her back like 40 minutes. She didn't even have a police escort. Later that evening, Amanda ended up going into cardiac arrest and she died. It was said that Mandy arrived to the hospital at 7:20 p.m. and doctors revived her heart after it stopped once. She was then pronounced deceased at 8:40 p.m. So reportedly, a College Park Fire and Rescue ambulance responded to the scene just a few minutes after the 911 call. But it was parked outside of the recreation center for 43 minutes before her mom finally said, "The heck with this, I'm taking her myself." Due to the alleged state licensing rules, EMTs with College Park Fire and Rescue didn't transport her to the hospital, but they could have. According to these supposed state regulations, emergency medical technicians who are not licensed can only transport patients to the hospital under certain circumstances, like life-threatening emergencies. So reportedly, by the time fire and rescue arrived, it was said that Amanda was conscious and that her vitals were normal, but she still wasn't talking or communicating. Now, it was said that the first 911 call that came in stated that a 14-year-old was having an allergic reaction without an EpiPen. That's not even her age. That one was allegedly classified as a low priority call. But after EMTs got to the scene, it was said the situation escalated and they actually said Amanda was having a seizure. So this updated information changed the call's priority to higher, and this prompted a second request for a Grady EMS ambulance. However, despite all of this, Grady EMS reported a level 0 status, which meant that all of their ambulances were being used at the time. Reportedly, Grady EMS contracts out ambulances in that area. So Grady EMS has now come out and stated that they reallocated resources as soon as the call's urgency was changed and increased. They reportedly emphasized that College Park Fire and Rescue actually could have taken Amanda to the hospital under Georgia state law. They said that any first responder falls under the department's rules and regulations governing ambulances, and they can transport only in life-threatening situations or by the orders of a licensed physician or when a licensed ambulance can't respond, and that's what was going on in this case. But they still did nothing. So reportedly, Amanda's family has now hired the well-known civil rights attorney, Ben Crump, to help them with this case. Ben reportedly said in a statement that when Amanda got to the hospital, she was still living. So that tells him that if emergency medical services had gotten to her in time and done what they were supposed to do, she'd likely still be alive today. Amanda's father, Anthony, has reportedly said that the lack of answers has been the most difficult for the family. He said that everybody is pointing fingers at each other and nobody's taking responsibility. Her mom stated she didn't even know something like this could happen. She thought when you called for help, you got help. Her dad fully believes that quicker action could have saved his daughter and that she'd still be alive had the ambulance done what they were supposed to do. This is totally heartbreaking and completely unacceptable, and I truly hope they get some type of relief or compensation out of this. Just knowing that ambulance waited around outside not doing a thing for 40 minutes, it's not okay. I know nothing will bring Amanda or Mandy back, but hopefully something will come out of this, if nothing else, change so that this never happens to anyone else. My heart and prayers go out to all of her loved ones. For more content, be sure to give me a follow, and if you're on YouTube, be sure to subscribe.